Okay, my daughter said I really need to get my own vlog. And I'm wondering, like, why would people want to hear me? I'm just a mom who loves the Lord, and every now and then I have a comedic outburst. Okay, so I'm going to probably talk about the time I went on a date from hell. Okay. I meet up with a good friend of mine. We'll say his name is G. And G proceeds to say, hey, let's go out. I didn't know G's date really was supposed to be like a hookup. Let's go moat, whatever the case may be. Okay, G, in the picture, if you have a picture of yourself and you're all built and you're buff, and this picture is like from 20 years ago, please inform the person that you're going out to see that this is not the current me. This is the me I used to be. This is the man I intend to be again one day. But this is not who I am. This man was 600 plus. And when we got to the room, which nothing took place, he was so horrid and smell, I could not stomach it. I literally lost my lunch. Terrible. Everything was just like, ugh. And he had the nerve to think he was sexy. And
you feel like me?
yes, I do. And at the end of this, time with G, he said, let's go to eat. We go to the restaurant. Information that you don't know about somebody, you really need to know before you go out with somebody. One, look and see if there's a ring. If there's a ring on this left hand, proceed with caution. Ask every question you want to know. Do you have a wife? If not, are you engaged? If you're not engaged, do you have a deceased wife? A baby mama once removed? A side chick on the side? And a main chick? You need to know these type of things so you know your position or where you're coming into play on this particular team. Maybe he says you're his MVP. Ladies, don't fall for that. Anytime a man says you're my MVP, that means you're my most valuable player. Most, that means it's more. Most is a word that can't be just used loosely. That means you have a sum of other people involved with you. So you're not the only one. I want to be the OMP, the only magnificent player. I don't know. But somehow that's the title I'd rather have. OMP. Only magnificent player. But no, I don't want to be a player. Like what my man Joe says, I don't want to be a player no more. I mean, I'm not at that level, but yeah. So like I said, back to the story. So G and me, we go to the restaurant, and when we get there, it's an Applebee's, y'all. I mean, this guy's like, oh, I'm going to feed you real good. I'm going to take you to top of the line. 5-star. Applebee's is not 5-star. At the most, 2. But not 5. Maybe he's not used to Ruth Chris Steakhouse, or not even a Longhorns or something like that. Or even say Red Lobster or anything like that. But he's like, Applebee's is like a Ruby Tuesdays or a Chili's or Fridays. These restaurants are all like in the same concept of affordability for a 5-star meal. And that's what they're selling people. So it's saying, oh, you're going to get a 5-star meal on a McDonald's budget. If you use your McDonald's budget, you're going to have a McDonald's meal. Let's just keep it 100. But anyway, I think I'm rambling because this is my first time. Anyway, so when the waitress talks to us, she opens the door and she says to him, she says, oh, wasn't this your second time here this week? And I'm like, second time. And I'm looking like, no, this is my first and last time. Never again. So he's like, and I'm like, why? So then we get to the back and he tells me, we sit to the table, he's like, oh, I was here Tuesday. And then he tells even the woman, he says, when we walk out of the establishment after we had our little $15 meal a piece, he says, which I didn't even get a drink because I figured I better stay sober for this. And when we got to the door after he paid the fee, and I think the tip he left was maybe like $2. That's like low budget. I can see if you're like at like all you can eat buffet and you leave maybe $2 or something, or $3 on the table, because there's still bus boys and bus people, women and individuals who have to get clean off that table for you. But other than that, I just don't see it. So this guy, we get to the door and the lady says, oh, so I hope y'all come again. Are you both will be coming back again this week? Like, it's our, it's supposed to be third time coming, which this is, like I said, my first and my last. And he said, no, the other day when I was here, that was my wife that I was here with. But you'll see me here quite often with either of these beautiful ladies. I'm looking like, no, never. Never again. So I went home and he dropped me off. He's like, are you sure you want to go home? I have this room and we could go back and we could, I could just lick the juice box. Just allow me to and get to love me. Listen, there's no way I could get to love you when you don't love you. Because any man that's out here and you have a wife, but you're trying to get to love me, how can you get to love me when you don't love who you made a commitment with? You went and said, God, in front of all these witnesses, I, G, take thee, K, whoever, to be my lawfully wedded, to have no whole, through sickness and health, through death do us part. You don't say these things unless these things are the facts. And if they're not the facts, then I'm not about to be your sideline, because everybody knows the rule. Ladies, quit being dumb. When you come in as the side chick position and the man says now, oh, wifey, we're getting a divorce. You're wifey now. Guess what? Your position open. He got a side chick on the side of you now. And so when you're all mad and all out of shape, I don't believe he did this. I don't believe he cheated on me. I've never been a cheater. I've never done such a thing. So how could he do this to me? I've been faithful. Boo, you been faithful to who? You weren't faithful to yourself, because obviously you wouldn't have got yourself in the situation in the first place. Now, my next video shouldn't be really talking. I think it's going to be more comical. So, we'll see. We'll try this out and we'll see. And to Beans, thanks. You're right. Mommy tried. Latest.